welcome back to the Onyx tutorials. In this episode we're going to learn about automating Cuelists. One thing I forgot to mention is you can make banks of Cuelists, and there are 500 banks. So we had our two Cuelists we made, Thingamajig, and all of these. I have no idea why it's not fading right. Oh, I set it to 0 fade, but so now it's gonna fade. Except for the ones with color wheel. Color wheel doesn't fade. But then, oh yeah, I forgot to show you. Then we have the effect we made. So we can stack that on top of all the colors that we made. And yeah. So let's go to another bank and let's make some automated Cuelist. So we could have, let's make a quick scene. Let's get some effects going. Well, I'm trying to think of a thing. Oh, we could have it to where like the lights would be going up, then they'd fade out, then they'd go up, fade out, fade in, fade out, fade in, fade out. That makes sense? So what we need to do is we need to have them start at down. So let's start, what would you call this? Wipe effect. So let's save that as a Cuelist. Then we need to set it to where they're up, set their intensity at full. Then set it back, and then if we go and we make this Cuelist, now we can go to our trigger and make this a follow, which means it's going to follow itself. So now we have 1, which it would cut to being, I don't have my numlock on, that's why it's not working. So we can make it 0, then 1. So now if we activate this Cuelist, first we have to clear our your programmer is like what's active. So we have this. So let's clear our programmer, and then let's try it. And it worked. Actually, what we could do is we could set our pan on our spots. That won't work. I'm trying to find the best way to visualize this. So now it looks, if this was with an actual light, you would see it, it would wipe, then that makes sense? It would like, then it would look like it would just keep rising. Which if we took our intensity, and, well, if we did some effects that work. No, that didn't work like I expected it to. But that's what an automated Cuelist could do. So what you could do... That's one thing I've noticed about Onyx. You can have it do this. Which the only way to fix that is to fixture reset. Or not? Okay, we've just glitched out Onyx. That's neat. That's great. I guess we can close Onyx and bring it back in. What I was going to do is, I guess I could just leave those spots like they are. We could have it to where it goes from, okay, flash. Call it flash. So it starts, and it's bright white. Let me get these at an angle. Then we can have it fade into bright white, and they fade back down, and then they're about half in. Let's put them at 75 intensity, and we can fade them into a color. Let's make them green. So we can have that. We can, where's our Cuelist values? Now we could take this, we can make this a follow, and this a follow. I said this a follow. So it'll start with this, everything will fade into that, then it'll flash white really quick, like it'll build in white, and then it'll fade back down to color. So it'll reset, get big and white, and then fade back down and dim it to green. So we can see that effect again, like it flashes bright and it goes into the color you want. So that's what you can do with automated cue list.